Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Car 5 Podcast. What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for joining me today for episode number 131 of the Car 5 Podcast. You guys know me, of course. I'm your host, Joshua. For today's episode, we're going to be talking about the 2020 911 from Porsche and how it includes, still to this day, a manual transmission. Now, before we get into the details of that manual transmission in the car itself, one thing I just want to touch on real quick, and it's one of my favorite things about Porsche, is just themselves as a company. We all know and love the 911, and some people arguably will say it is the greatest car ever built of all time. Set alongside, some people do believe it is one of the greatest sports cars built ever. And part of me definitely can't really argue with that. There's other cars that I think that are on the same level as the 911 in terms of production and heritage and continuing to perfect the same model over and over and over and over and over and over and over again without dubbing away from the heritage, without ruining it. There's only a couple other companies that have done that same thing. Ford has done that with the Mustang. Mercedes-Benz has done that with the S-Class and the SL. Chevrolet has done that with the Corvette. There's just a small handful of companies that have continued to perfect the same model, not taking it out of production, and the 911 is potentially one of the greatest examples of that. Now, all the 911 purists out there, you can rest at ease because this car does come with a manual transmission, and it is not any manual transmission. It is one we're already familiar with, one that's beautiful and we know and we love. So let's go ahead and get into the details. This is the 7-speed manual transmission we are already familiar with. Now, it coming into the 2020 911, there are a few details that make that 911 just a bit more better. It is going to lighten your 911 by 100 pounds if you opt for the 7-speed manual transmission, in which the 911 will also include dynamic motor mounts, rev matching, of course, and the much-loved chronograph that's going to be stuck in the interior dash right directly in the middle. Now, if you do happen to fancy an automatic, of course it comes with that option. This would be the normal 8-speed automatic PDK that we all know and love and are familiar with as well. But if you do get the 8-speed automatic, you're going to get a new mechanical differential with very special torque vectoring from Porsche. Now, not too long ago, Porsche did unveil the 2020 911. Dealerships are actually starting to get their inventory of the 2020 911s. Now, I got to tell you, I went to my local dealership for a very special unveiling they did of the 2020 911. And just based off my own experiences, I am 100% in love. They got a brand new rear end with a single brake light strip on the back. They got a brand new interior that's all digital. They adjusted the headlights a little bit in the front lip. The whole thing is just beautiful. It's just amazing. And again, getting back to what I was saying earlier, that's one of my favorite things about Porsche is they never shy away from their heritage, ever. They continue to take the design, they improve on it. They make little adjustments. They make it better in the front end, make it better in the rear end, make it better with the transmission and the engine and the interior. The 911, the reason why so many people think it is the greatest car built ever is because it is also the most heritage-driven car. I shouldn't say the most. It's equally one of the most heritage-driven cars. It's won races, it's invented technology, it's improving on certain technology, it's reliable, it's fast, it's sexy, it's comfortable. It's just the all-around sports car, and that's why the 911, in regards to sports cars, is kind of held as the standard. And yet, Porsche continues to prove themselves again and again with the 2020 911, of course, still being fitted with the manual transmission, which many people know and love. If you happen to be a Porsche purist, like I said earlier, you can rest at ease. Your heart, soul, and mind. You can have your manual transmission in your 2020 911. But ladies and gentlemen, that's actually all we have for today's episode. Short and sweet, this one, as our past couple episodes have been, but that's okay. We're just having a conversation, talk about the latest and greatest car news that's out there. And you guys always know that I want to hear your thoughts. I want to know your thoughts. I love to know what you guys are thinking. Email me, drop a comment, send me a DM on social media. I'm very easy to get a hold of. But ladies and gentlemen, that's actually all we got for episode number 131, talking about Porsche's 2020 911 and how it does include a manual transmission. Don't forget to follow on Facebook, like on Instagram. You guys know if you ever need anything from me, shoot me an email, info@car5podcast.com. And if by chance you are checking out the podcast for the first time, thank you so much for stopping by. Feel free to head over to the YouTube channel as well. If you're not already watching on YouTube, if you are, thank you. And just browse the channel. If you guys see what you like, hit that subscribe button. If you don't mind, leave a like on this video as well. Don't forget to check out the links in the description, which is your guys' go-to source for the best car apparel, 100% authentic, direct from the manufacturer. I got a coupon code for you guys as well, www.tlog.com. Last but most certainly not least, don't forget to tune into our next episode, number 132. We're going to be talking about a very exciting movie that's coming up, Ford versus Ferrari, starring Matt Damon and Christian Bale, in which the two are teaming up together to tell the story of quite literally Ford versus Ferrari, one of the greatest automotive stories ever. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Please remember to drive safe and have a fantastic evening. Thank you.